do without Don.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I'm ready when you are. Hello and welcome everyone back to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan women's basketball today, live from the Crisler Center. My name is Charlie Brigham. Alongside me to my right-hand side is Adam Bressler. Later we will be joined by Charlie Goodwin. But Adam, we have a good one for you today in Crisler. A top 15 matchup as the number 9 Michigan Wolverines set to take on the number 13 Maryland Terrapins.
It's definitely going to be a good one, and it's a big game for the Wolverines. Coming off of 2 road losses, it's been 6 days of rest for the Wolverines. So KBA and the rest of the team has had some time to get back in their groove and potentially regain control of the Big Ten. As of today, they do control their own destiny for the regular season crown after Indiana blew it, but it's not going to come easy. They got a home game today against the Maryland Terrapins, ranked 13 in the nation. Plus, then they face off against Michigan State, who beat them on the road on Thursday. And they close off against arguably the best player in collegiate basketball on the road in Iowa City, which all 3 of those games aren't going to come easy for the Wolverines. But they still have a chance to finish off this incredible run of a season with a banner for the regular season title.
You mentioned Michigan controls their own destiny, currently sitting at number 2 in the Big Ten standings behind the Maryland Terrapins. Maryland at 12-13 in conference, Michigan at 11-3. We saw back in that first game in College Park, Michigan put a beating on them. Final score of that one, 69-49 in favor of the Michigan Wolverines. So the Terrapins going to be looking for revenge. Give you the quick starting lineups for both teams. Maryland still without starting point guard Ashley Owusu, who's missed the last 4, now last 5 due to injury. So stepping into that point guard spot will be Cheyenne Sellers. Alongside her, Diamond Miller, Katie Benson, Angel Reese, and rounding out that 5 is Chloe Bibby. For Michigan, it's business as usual. Maddie Nolan, Layla Filia, Danielle Roush, Emily Kaiser, and the player who was honored before the game for scoring her 2,000th career point in a Michigan uniform, Naz Hillman.
It's not out of the question she could get another allocate today. 26 away from 1,000 career rebounds. If not today, probably on Thursday.
We are off. A whole lot of contact on the opening tip, and Maryland able to finally pull it down. It's going to be Benson to bring it up, guarded by Danielle Roush. Benson directing traffic, backing up towards half court. A little bit of a shake. Now swings over to the ring to Reese. Reese handoff to Sellers. Sellers now looking inside. And Maddie Nolan comes from behind and pokes it away. Great hands there by number 3 in white. Roush bringing it over to the left side, driving hard baseline. Will try to spin around, and she gets it poked away. It is going to stay Michigan ball. So it'll be Roush to inbound underneath the basket.
Notably not in the lineup today is Leah Brown, been injured for the past couple of games.
Inbounds pass in cleanly to Hillman. Now driving right to the middle of the lane. Pass out for Filia. Shoulder shot. Now gives it back to Hillman. Working one-on-one down low against Diamond Miller. Miller pulled it away, and we're going to have a jump ball. It'll stay Michigan basketball underneath with 11 seconds left in the shot clock.
Outside of that steal, this isn't the start Michigan wants. Just 2 unforced errors, luckily able to hang on to it.
Inbounds pass to Hillman. Roush gets it right back. Pass up top now to Nolan. Shoulder shot. Now drives. Kicks to Filia in the corner. Driving baseline with 2 seconds left in the shot clock. Puts up a tough shot, and it's going to fall into the hands of Benson, and Maryland's going the other way. Benson, hesitation. We're going to get a foul called. This one on Maddie Nolan.
Already 1 foul today. Had a bit of foul trouble from Evanston last Sunday.
The Terps inbound underneath, and now Benson's got the first shot of the day for the Terrapins. That one, a 3-pointer off the right side of the rim.
Rebounded by Hillman, down to 25.
Now it's Hillman trying to push in transition, gets it stripped away, trying to go coast to coast. Benson will bring it up now on the right side. Passes to Diamond Miller, driving with the left hand. Her layup attempt, no good. Reese pulls down the rebound. Puts it up, and Filia is going to pull down this one for Michigan. Angel Reese with her first offensive rebound of the day. Currently number 1 in the Big Ten in offensive rebounds per game at 5.5. as she gets called for a foul there. She shoves Emily Kaiser in the back.
Yeah, number 1 in the Big Ten and second in the nation is certainly great, but I feel like a lot of those come from her own shots, and kudos for following them, but I guess many Maryland fans would rather she makes it.
Roush puts up a 3 from the far side. Felia pulls down the rebound. Tipped around, and now Sellers pulls it down. She's pushing up to the left side for Maryland. Cuts to the middle of the floor. Pass over to Bibby. Short corner pull up 2, no good. With 8 minutes left to play, both teams still scoreless here in quarter number 1. Hillman had a shot at it. Bibby was able to poke it away.
Both teams are just playing so carelessly. Maryland can't make a shot, and Michigan's not even able to put up many shots so far.
First substitution of the game for either team. Angel Reese is going to go have a quick seat, and Mimi Collins will check in. Roush's inbounds pass finds Felia cleanly. 20 seconds left now for the freshman to work on the shot clock. Driving hard with the left to the middle of the floor. Over to Roush. Now Roush inside for Hillman. Working one-on-one against Bibby. Up strong, and that's the first bucket of the game.
Huge for Michigan, breaking the drought.
Benson over to Diamond Miller, driving left to the middle of the floor. That's what she loves, and she's going to get fouled. It looks like Felia caught her on the backside.
I believe it is shooting. Will send Maryland to the line for the first time of either team this afternoon.
Following the foul, Amy Dilk will check in for the freshman, Layla Felia.
We got a pretty full crowd today. First shot's up and no good. It is Dollar Day here in Ann Arbor, so students always get in free, but members of the community get in for $1, just a single Washington today. Second shot's up, no good either.
Kaiser passes inside for Hillman, up easy with the right hand. Michigan up 4-0 as Diamond Miller gave Michigan a few freebies by missing both free throws. 7:22 left in quarter number 1. Benson will bring it over to the right side. Miller trying to post down low, now sets a cross screen for Bibby. Benson still working up top. Diamond Miller driving with the right hand, trying to get back to her left. Maddie Nolan right there, passes the corner. Bibby's 3, long. Collins pulls it down. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Pass out to Benson. Taking her time, lob pass inside, finds a wide open Mimi Collins, and Emily Kaiser is just going to wrap her up. Collins was wide open and just didn't even look at the basket.
Another heads-up play for Michigan, too. Only 10 on the shot clock. Maryland's going to have to cook something up quick.
Inbounds passes into Bibby, and she goes up strong through the arms of Kaiser for the first Maryland bucket of this one. Roush pushing up in transition to Dilk. Hillman trying to gain inside position, and Dilk's going to throw it away.
Another unforced error for the Wolverines. Second team turnover.
Felia checks back in for Dilk. And now for the first time in 4 games, Ashley Owusu checks in for the Maryland Terrapins as she gives Diamond Miller a break. Owusu coming off the ankle injury. Seems to be moving fine as she beats Felia on a back cut, but Bibby missed her on the pass. Owusu with her first touch now, finds Benson in the middle. Who'll bring it out. Working one-on-one against Roush. Passes now over to Sellers. 6 seconds left in the shot clock. Sellers driving hard with the left hand. Tough pull-up jumper. That one rims in and out. Loose ball on the floor. It's going to be Maddie Nolan to pull it down. We're going to have a jump ball called.
Already 3 jump balls this game. Just seems back and forth, back and forth. This time it goes towards the Wolverines. And a low scorer between these two normally high-octane offenses.
6:11 left in quarter number 1. You mentioned high-octane offenses. Maryland averaging over 80 points a game as a team. Michigan averaging just under 75. Roush runs through a double screen. Now long cross-court pass to an open Maddie Nolan. Shoulder shot, now will pull up. This one, good for Maddie Nolan. Make it 7-2 now following the three from the flamethrower of Maddie Nolan. Wusu driving right, tried to Euro step and lost her dribble. Looks like the last touch Naz Hillman, so the Terps will retain possession.
Here in Crisler, I believe it's the first time all season they opened some of the curtains, filling in some of the upper deck.
Benson from the short corner, shot fake, now steps back from deep. Foot was on the line, but it's not going to matter as she misses that one. Nolan now pushing up with a 5-point lead. Kick back pass to Danielle Rausch. Bibby and Kaiser getting physical down low. That's going to be a turnover. Kaiser calling for a foul call there. Said she got held, but the referee down low won't give it to her.
It's another turnover from the Wolverines. Just errant passes go straight out of bounds, not even tipped or anything.
The senior duo and Rausch and Kaiser will head to the bench, and in checks Amy Dilk, and for the first time today, Cameron Williams. Benson trying to get something going here with 20 seconds on the shot clock, driving hard with the left hand. Bounce pass, Mimi Collins from the short corner, that one good. Adam, we talked about it before the game. Collins coming in off the bench. Her hand is on fire, just wanting to get it up on the rim as soon as possible, and she showed that there.
Another steal from Maryland.
Collins with a pull-up deep two. And now Maryland has brought this one back within one, 7-6 as we head to the media timeout.
Michigan needed a break right there. This game isn't going even with a 1-point lead. This isn't a good start for KBA. Just Michigan can't seem to hang on to it. They're 3 of their last 3 of shots from the field. But mixed in there, they've had 2 turnovers and a steal.
Mimi Collins with Maryland's last 4 points before the timeout, averaging 8.5 points a game. And Maryland's last matchup against Ohio State, she came in big with 12.
Got some alumni being honored at half court. Today is the penultimate home game for the Wolverines women's team this season. They have today and then Thursday against in-state rival senior night. I believe I'll be in the booth for that one. Been doing a lot of women's basketball the past couple of weeks. Excited to follow this team close up. And then finally, as we mentioned in the pregame, finish the season on the road in Iowa City. And what is sure to be an exciting one. Michigan almost broke triple digits last time they faced Iowa a couple weeks ago here in Crisler.
You mentioned that electric game back in Crisler. Both teams almost elapsed triple digits as that one came down to the very end. Caitlin Clark put on a show in the fourth quarter. 21 of her 46 total points came in the fourth.
Oh, yeah, for a moment there, she could not miss. She shot from the logo. She shot from half court. It looked like the Globetrotters almost. Just everything she would throw up, it looked like a terrible shot. And like a magnet, it wouldn't even hit the rim. It would just swoosh right through the net. It was truly a sight to see in person. I'm glad I was there even looking at the opposing team.
WCBN Sports might get to see more of that action as we will be in Indianapolis covering the Big Ten Women's Tournament coming up in early March.
We'll definitely send there, and if things hold and Michigan does control their own destiny, they will get 2 byes in the Indianapolis tournament, beginning on Friday with a potential 1 seed, so they could face a variety of teams, but it'll start out with the bottom half of the Big Ten standings as the 1 seed. It's been a minute since Michigan's women's team has won the tournament.
Maryland comes out in a 1-2-2 full court press. The back 2 drop back. It's going to be Benson, the lone defender up front. Kaiser looking for the lob pass inside for Hillman, can't get it. Dribbles over to her left side, now cross-court pass to Felia. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Kaiser looking for something to get going here as the clock ticks under 10. Maddie Nolan, a deep three, that one off the back of the rim. And that one falls in the hands of Angel Reese, who finds Diamond Miller up in transition. Pass to Mimi Collins, kicks back out. Benson, wide open three, and that one rims in and out. Michigan lucky there. Benson, a very good shooter from downtown, 45% on the season. She's not going to miss too many open ones like that.
Not at all. Michigan gets a break.
Got a whistle down low. It's going to be a foul called on Cheyenne Sellers. Her first foul. She got caught down low in a mismatch against Nas Hillman. Was a little bit too physical down low, just trying to keep the All-American in check.
Yeah, and I'd like to correct my standing. Michigan has never won a tournament championship for women's basketball. So looking to make history in a couple of weeks. We'll be there covering from Indiana.
Dilk driving baseline, now pass into Hillman. Pass up top for Felia, shoulder shot. She's going to be called for a travel, something the freshman struggled with quite a bit this year.
Yeah, even in her successful games where she's put up 20-plus points, even racked up a couple of travels. It's tough coming from high school to play against the NCAA D1 press, and especially some of those fundamentals, it just takes some muscle memory.
Collins with the ball up top, guarded closely by Kaiser, finally gets a pass off. And now inside towards Owusu. Owusu back out to Benson. Owusu now gets it, driving hard middle, puts up a tough shot, gets a foul called. That one on Felia. She caught her on the arm.
2 fouls apiece for Michigan and Maryland. Pretty late in this first quarter. It's been quiet all around. That's actually the 3rd foul for Michigan.
Owusu for the first time today from the line as she misses that one.
Terrapins 0 for 3 from the line.
Owusu looking to make it 25%.
0 for 4.
Maryland can't seem to buy one from the charity stripe to start. Dilk gets a screen from Hillman. Now passes out to Roush. Maddie Nolan heads to the check-in table. 15 seconds left in the shot clock. Hillman up to set a ball screen. Diamond Miller guarding Layla Felia. Felia gets a switch from Benson. Gets all the way inside, and a nice right-handed layup from the freshman. Michigan's lead up to 3 now. 2:55 left to play here in this one. Benson's pass over to Owusu on the right wing. Lob pass inside for Angel Reese. She goes up with the left hand. That one, an easy bucket.
Finally, it looks like these teams are breaking out of their scoring droughts.
9-8 the score. 2:30 left to play here in quarter number 1 as Felia gets a ball screen from Hillman. Angel Reese switches onto her. Felia driving downhill, gets all the way to the basket and misses the layup. Fighting through some contact. She wanted the foul call, but they won't get it. Benson with a pull-up 3 in transition. That one off the front of the rim. Felia pulls down the rebound. Michigan very fortunate here. Maryland's getting a lot of open looks. There's a foul call there. It's going to be on number 10, Angel Reese, called for a blocking foul.
Is going to be on the floor. 23 on the shot clock here.
Maddie Nolan will check in for Felia. On the court now for Michigan, it's Nolan, Roush, Kaiser, Hillman, and Amy Dilk underneath the inbound. Inbounds pass in cleanly to Nolan, and there's another whistle. This one down low. Looks like this foul called on Ashley Owusu.
Just going to run it back with 2 less seconds on the shot clock. Michigan still hanging on to it.
Dilk to inbound again. Lob pass inside to Hillman. Power dribble going up against Mimi Collins. Misses her layup. Gets her own rebound back. Up the left hand and good. Hillman gets Michigan past the double digits mark. It's 11-8 with under 2 minutes left to play here in quarter number 1. Owusu gets a ball screen, gets trapped. Finds Collins, cross-court pass for Benson. Catch and shoot 3, that one's good.
Looks like these teams are back tied for the first time since 0-0.
We mentioned that Benson's not going to miss too many open ones as Daniel Roush steps out of bounds in the corner. Maryland is a team that is definitely not scared to just let it fly.
Oh, definitely not. You mentioned they're averaging 80-plus points. You don't do that by taking very conservative shots.
1:20 left to play in the quarter. Maryland swings it all the way around the horn. Owusu's three from the corner is going to drop down into the hands of Daniel Roush. Roush now pushing up in transition to Dilk. Euro step. Benson tied her up. Now bounce pass into Kaiser. Tries to grab it. Finally reels it in.
Great ball movement to hang on to this possession there.
Hillman and Bibby, a lot of contact down low, fighting for position. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Roush driving to the right hand, kick back. Amy Dilk three from the top of the key off the back iron. 13 seconds separating the shot and game clock, so Michigan will get another possession. Diamond Miller driving hard with the left hand, and we're tied up. Here, correction. Maryland now with their first lead of this ball game. It's 13-11. 2 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Michigan going to try to hold for the last shot here. Ball tipped out of bounds, and it will stay Michigan basketball.
So far in this first quarter, only 18 left. Michigan has 6 turnovers. Look at Maryland, on the other hand. They have 1. Michigan's lucky to be only down by 2.
Maddie Nolan easily gets open. And gives it right back to Dilk. She'll hold it now. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, 12 on the game clock. Dilk driving hard with the right hand against Owusu. 3 seconds, pass into Kaiser. Putting up a shot at the end of the shot clock off the backboard, and it's not going to touch the rim. That's going to be a shot clock violation.
1.7 for Maryland. Gonna have to be a quick shot off.
Angel Reese will check in for Ashley Owusu at the end of the quarter. Maryland's only got 1.7 to work. Gonna see the arm of Angel Reese here. She throws it right in the hands of Daniel Roush. Gets up a half-court shot, and that one off the shot clock.
Good effort there, but unable to make it. That would have gotten the crowd going. At the end of 10 minutes, Michigan down by 2 here in the Crisler Center with a pretty rousing crowd. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the biggest attendance yet this season. Maybe that Indiana game got a little bit more, but it's close.
Yeah, the fans packing it out here on Dollar Day at Crisler Center. Looking forward into quarter number 2. Adam, you mentioned the turnovers for Michigan. It's been a problem all season long. And at the end of quarter number 1, they're on pace for 24.
Yeah. It's not good. And scoring, too, you said Michigan is a bit over 75 on the season. Right now, they only have 11, so they'll finish with 44 at this pace. Maryland, not much better. They have 13 in this game. I know both of these teams have great defenses, but they also have great offenses, too. I think that's probably the biggest surprise.
You mentioned the scoring, and that was the problem for Michigan in the last 2. Coming into Crisler Center today, trying to end a 2-game skid. Back on February 10th, lost a tough one at in-state rival Michigan State, 63-57. And just before Valentine's Day on February 13th, lost in Chicago against Northwestern in double overtime by 2 points, 71-69. Adam, we mentioned it before the game, but the loss of Leah Brown is really impacting this Michigan team. Brown averaging just under 15 points a game. And, you toss her in either of those games, and it's a completely different story. Out of the Michigan State game and Northwestern, Michigan lost both of those games by a combined 8 points.
I know. And Michigan just needed one shot. They had over a dozen opportunities to put that away, and Evanston just couldn't finish. And with a pure shooter like Brown, that would have come much easier. Michigan in that second overtime, 28 seconds remaining, and Michigan had the inbound pass with a tie game, and they ended up losing right there. That is just devastating. I know the team was really tired and huffing it, but just poor management overall that not only did they give up the turnover, they then fouled, which then ended up being what decided the game on those free throws. At the very least, hang on to it, take the last shot, even if it doesn't go in, force another 5 minutes. Even though you're tired, the opponent is just as much. And it was a pretty interesting environment, probably 50-50 Michigan Northwestern fan split.
At the start of the second quarter, it's going to be Benson to bring it up for the Terps. Trying to drive downhill early, brings it back out. Pass up top for Benson, guarded by Isabel Verjao, who was checked in for the first time. That's going to be a travel called on Angel Reese, working down low. Another point we mentioned before the game, Angel Reese likes to be very physical down low, and Hillman, recognizing that, gives her a little bit of space, and the inexperienced player in Reese just moves that back pivot foot. Bounce pass to Hillman at the top of the key, gives it right back to Dilk. Hits a wide open Maddie Nolan up at the top. That one left a little bit too short. Hillman pulls down a rebound, puts up a tough layup with the left hand, won't go. Roush trying to pull it down, saves it into Isabel Verjao. Throws a cross-court pass for Nolan.
That was dangerous. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Amy Dilk right there throwing the elbow. That looks like something right out of the octagon.
Cheyenne Sellers able to draw the charge there. That one on Amy Dilk, her first personal. Jordan Hobbs heads to the check-in table. And a foul called down low on Maddie Nolan. Nolan now with her second personal. Hobbs will check in for Dilk. Sellers, inbounds pass down low to Angel Reese, and there's going to be another whistle. This one on Hillman, who caught it from behind. So Reese will head to the free throw line to shoot two.
It's going to be Hillman's first personal foul. Michigan is yet to go to the line. Maryland has gone twice, but same number of free throw points this game. They haven't made any of them.
Now with Hobbs checking in for her now 15th game in which she's seen action this year. 2 of the available 3 Michigan freshmen have seen action early in this one. Obviously, Ari Wiggins still out with a lower leg injury as Angel Reese knocks down the first free throw of the game for Maryland. Just under 9 minutes left to play here in the first half as Reese knocks down the second. And the lead for Maryland extended to 4. It's 15-11. Nolan will bring it up in the point guard spot. Pass up to Verjao. Tries to give it to Roush, who loses it. Benson trying to go coast to coast. Pass up to Bibby. Puts it up, and she's fouled. This one going to be on Jordan Hobbs.
Michigan has 4 fouls this quarter already. It's only a minute 15 into the second. Maryland hasn't surrendered any yet. I feel like a bonus is going to be coming on very quickly.
Following the turnover from Verjao, Kaiser will check in for her. Bibby steps to the free throw line and knocks down free throw number 1. That one not very surprising. Bibby, a very good shooter.
Looks like it's a return to the main.
She knocks down both. Her free throw percentage on the year at a cool 85%.
Michigan quickly down by 6 now. Largest deficit of the afternoon.
Roush dribbles over to the right side and pushes Hobbs through. Pass up to Hillman now. 15 seconds to work in the shot clock. Up top for Maddie Nolan. Kicks over. Emily Kaiser open 3 from the left wing, and that one's good. The senior Emily Kaiser buys Michigan a much-needed bucket.
Cuts the lead.
And then right on the other end, able to get a steal. Passes it up to Hillman. Great hustle play there from Kaiser to poke it away and chase it after. Hobbs driving with the right hand. Decides to pull it out. Kick up top for Roush. Lob pass for Hillman. Loses it, and it's going to be just out of bounds. Hillman had the seal on Bibby, and pass from Roush just a little bit too far.
Great effort to go after it from Nas. Just a split second too late, or half a foot away from it, unable to contain it in bounds.
Felia checks in for Nolan. With under 8 minutes left to play here, the lead has been cut to 3. Maryland up 17-14 here in Crisler Center. Pass over to Sellers, fires it to Diamond Miller in the middle, who takes a deep pull-up too. And Hillman able to pull down the rebound. Roush up in transition to Felia, driving at the left hand, gets all the way inside. Up, has it tipped away, Reese pulls it down, gives it right to Hillman. Hillman now up through contact, and one!
Just like that, Michigan on a 5-0 run, looking to tie it up at 17 with an and one from the captain and senior Naz Hillman.
Sellers and Reese head to the bench, and in come Mimi Collins and Ashley Owusu. Hillman trying to catch her breath here. She steps to the line with a chance to tie it at 17. Hillman hits about every part of the rim, but that one, unfortunately for Michigan, falls out. Bibby driving with the right hand, gets all the way baseline, now kicked back out to Mimi Collins. Hand off to Benson. Michigan coming out, trying to trap Benson up top. Pass into Bibby, inside to Collins. Tough turnaround jumper, won't go, and it's going to be a foul called on the floor. That one, an unfortunate break for Michigan. Kaiser pulled down the rebound, but they're going to call a loose ball foul on Jordan Hobbs.
And that will put Maryland into the bonus. 7:13 remaining in the half. I have a feeling they're going to exploit this one hugely for the Terrapins.
Diamond Miller's first free throw attempt, nothing but net. Miller now 1 for 3 from the line, make it 2 for 4. Benson again, pressuring full court. Roush beats her with a nice little right to left cross and gets inside. Creates space, and that's going to be a travel called on Hobbs. And Coach Kim Barnes-Arico unhappy with that one.
Oh, why shouldn't she? That's the 4th of the team, I think, today. We got Dilk back in after that charge earlier in the game.
Dilk will check in for Hobbs. Diamond Miller comes off 2 cross screens over on the right side. Now tries to get up top. Michigan with the trap. Miller stepping into the middle. Gets around Kaiser and misses well wide. Michigan now with a 5-on-4 opportunity as Miller way late to get back into play. Kaiser shorter shot up top. Over to Roush now on the wing. Gets a ball screen, rejects it, driving baseline. Can't find anything. Kicks over to corner. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. That one off the right hand of Ashley Owusu.
Going to be 15 on the shot clock. Still lots of time to work with it. 6:32 remaining in the first half. Michigan down by 3, but with the possession.
Dilk to inbound. Finds Felia with a bounce pass. Hesitation dribble into the middle with the left hand off the left side of the rim. Loose ball off the right leg of Mimi Collins, and that's going to stay Michigan basketball. The shot clock will reset. Michigan will have 20 seconds to work here in the half court. Maryland still up here by 3, 19-16 with 6:24 left to play in the first half. As you mentioned, Adam, Maryland is already in the bonus, so something to look for as the last 6.5 minutes elapse. Felia against Owusu, gets to the middle, pull-up jumper, leaves it short. Benson with the rebound. Pushing in transition now. Chloe Bibby wide open underneath. And that's an easy layup for number 55.
Making Michigan pay on that fast break.
Michigan trying to get going right in the other way. Dilk gets inside, gets pushed over, turns around, tries to find Hillman and turns it over. Maddie Nolan heads to the check-in table. Bibby pass inside, her pass is tipped. 5-point lead here for Maryland, 21-16. Benson passes over to Diamond Miller. Miller trying to get to that left hand as she drops. Danielle Roush pulls up a deep three and air balls.
It doesn't even hit the rim. Michigan's going to take that one. Michigan, 11 turnovers in this one already. We said they were on pace for 48 at the end of the first. Make that estimate even higher now.
Coach Kim Barnes-Arico giving the referees an earful as Hillman kind of got hit in the back of the head there on that last play. 5:30 left to play here. Maryland's lead is still 5. It'll be Felia to bring it up into the half court. Hand off to Danielle Roush up top. Roush now creating space with her dribble. Pass over to Kaiser. She'll back it up with the dribble up top to Hillman. Gives it right back. Kaiser to work. Pass inside to Hillman with 5 seconds left in the shot clock, and that one an easy layup.
Small plays like that are why she is so indispensable to this team.
Sellers passes inside for Mimi Collins. Collins, tough turnaround jumper. That one off the front of the rim. Not very comfortable with pressure. And Hillman doing a good job taking advantage of that. Roush driving all the way inside, and Benson is going to strip it out of her hands, but they say Benson was on the baseline when that was called. So it'll stay Michigan ball as we head to the media timeout with 4:45 left to play here in the first half. Michigan still down 3, Maryland out in front, 21-18.
Despite some runs from both teams, no one's able to run away with it. Maryland made the bonus early in this quarter, but honestly haven't made much use of it, only gone to the line once from it.
Michigan still struggling with the turnovers, 11 already in the first half, and they've got almost 5 minutes left to go here.
Yeah, compare that to Maryland. They have 5 of their own, which isn't that great. But compared to the Wolverines, it might be the difference maker in this one. Michigan needs a win tonight. I can't overstate this. Losing 3 on the road, including 1 at home on a Sunday against a pretty packed house. Just an all-time collapse for this team. They are in the pole position for the regular season banner, looking to raise something in the rafters after this season, but it's not quite over yet. Just need to get through this Terrapins game, get through the Spartans game, and then finally finish against the Hawkeyes on the road.
We mentioned Maryland currently in position number 1 at 12-3. Maryland right behind them at 11-3. If Michigan would win, they would go to 12-3. Maryland would drop to 12-4, and Michigan would have the tiebreaker there as they would have taken both off the Terps.
Terrapins came into this season with very high expectations, and they've done pretty well. But Michigan, I think probably of all the Big Ten teams, have almost surpassed them. Indiana came in with some pretty high expectations too. So it's been a really interesting Big Ten conference play here in the women's basketball season.
Michigan has had a great season against ranked opponents as they face off against the number 13 team in the country here. So far on the season, Michigan has played 9 games against ranked opponents, and in those 9 games, they are 8-9.
It's the only loss against Louisville, right? And what's Louisville at now? They're a top 5 team, right?
Currently in the AP poll, Louisville currently sits at number 3 in the country, only behind South Carolina, who's way out in front with a record of 23-1, and Stanford right behind them.
Yeah, wow. When Michigan played Louisville early in December, Michigan, I believe, was 13, Louisville 11. Looked like a close game. It was a blowout for Louisville, but both teams have just gotten better since then.
Action resumes here. Danielle Roush inbounds into the short corner to Felia. Drives all the way inside. Roush now. Nice lob pass for Kaiser. Kicks it right back. 10 seconds left in the shot clock now. Roush pressured hard. Pass up top for Felia. It's tipped out of her hand, and that one is going to be a backcourt violation.
Another turnover for the Wolverines. Just won't end.
Roush picked up her dribble, and Benson got all up in her business. Speaking of Benson, she'll field the inbounds pass. Lob pass up top for Angel Reese. Cameron Williams right there on the defense, and that's going to be a foul called going the other way. That one on Angel Reese. Looks like they're going to call her for pushing Cameron Williams in the back. That one, an unlucky break for Reese. That one, her second. So now a key piece of this Maryland team, most likely on the bench for the rest of the half, in Angel Reese as she heads over with 2 fouls.
Got a "Let's Go Michigan" chant erupting in Crisler.
Nolan passes up top for Williams. She now dribbles over with the left hand, picks up her dribble, able to find Kaiser cleanly. Maddie Nolan cuts back door, but Maryland tips it away.
Another turnover.
Sellers pushing in transition, finds Bibby. Over to the wing to Owusu. Maryland has a great matchup here. Kaiser now switches on to Owusu. Driving with the left hand, puts up a tough floater, won't go. Kaiser grabs her own rebound, almost turns it over. Owusu able to get a clean hand on it, but threw it right to Danielle Roush. 3.5 minutes left to play here. The lead's still 3 for the Terps. 21-18. Maddie Nolan passes to Williams at the top of the key. Roush driving hard with the left hand, kicks to the corner. That one is just going to go straight into the front row. Nolan let it go. She thought Owusu tipped it, but they're going to say that one's out on Michigan as Hillman checks in for Cameron Williams.
This is absurd. 14 turnovers with still 3 minutes left to go in the first half. 3 of them in the past 2 minutes and 5 of them in the last 4 minutes, 19 seconds. This is just inexcusable from the Wolverines. They're giving this game away.
Nice defense there by Felia, right in front of her own bunch, able to tip it out of bounds. It'll be Owusu to inbound.
Both teams have a scoring drought right now. 2 minutes for the Wolverines, 3 minutes for the Terrapins.
Owusu given plenty of space to inbound. Gets it into Benson, driving with the right hand, now steps back out. Owusu trying to post up down low, now pops to the top of the key. She'll get a screen from Mimi Collins. Michigan doing a nice job coming out and hedging it. And Owusu turns it over, throws it right to Emily Kaiser. Michigan beats the press, pushing up in transition. Felia for 3, that one too wide. Bibby right there to tip it back in bounds, and now Maryland escapes there. Benson now puts up a 3 off the front of the rim, and Felia pulls it down. Cheyenne Sellers currently playing in one shoe. Felia driving to the middle of the floor. Can't find anything, kicks back out for Roush. That's going to be an offensive foul called on Naz Hillman.
Wow, star player right there giving over another possession to the Terrapins. Second personal from Naz. Not quite in foul trouble, but she might be a little bit abrasive in the second half.
Hillman just turned around to start to post up, and it just so happened that Bibby was standing right there. Hillman caught her with her bicep. Both teams still in the scoring drought. Maryland with a 3-point lead, 21-18 with just over 2 minutes left to play here in half number 1. Benson trying to drive downhill with her left hand. She had it, but decided to pull it back out. Pass inside for Owusu, spinning on Kaiser. That one going to be a foul called. It's going to be on Kaiser.
Six of the half for the Wolverines, or quarter rather.
Again, Coach Rico immediately in the referee's ear saying she wants that call on both sides. Owusu out of control there. She just kind of runs over Emily Kaiser. To end the drought, Owusu uses the whole rim, but it's able to find the bottom. 22-18 now for Maryland. They've got a 4-point lead.
Still have a field goal drought, though.
Owusu misses the second. Roush running down the far sideline. Dilk pushing up in transition. Kaiser, cross-court pass for Roush in the corner. had an open look. Cheyenne Sellers falls down. Naz Hillman with an easy left-handed layup. Unlucky break there for the Terrapins.
Naz is putting this team on her back here, keeping it close despite some very bad woes in this second quarter.
Owusu drives to the right hand, kicks back. Bibby, that one off the far side of the rim. Kaiser pulls down a rebound. Her now 5th of the half. Lob pass in for Hillman. Going up through contact. It's just going to say it's out of bounds.
Going to remain Michigan's ball, 18 on the shot clock with 1:14 left in the half. This is an incredibly low-scoring game. I thought it wouldn't get worse in that first quarter, but it somehow did.
Bounce pass gets inside to Dilk. She'll dribble it out, looking for Hillman inside now. Can't find anything, gets it hit out of her hands, grabs it back herself. Pass inside for Hillman. Up through contact, and that one's gonna go. Won't get the foul call, but we're tied up at 22. Under a minute left to play here in the first half.
Hillman sneakily with 14 points in this one. And that gets the crowd fired up.
It is getting loud here in Crisler Center. Benson working up top. Pass to Bibby, driving baseline. Tough layup, and that one's gonna fall.
First field goal in the last 5 minutes for the Terrapins.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clock. Shot clock now down to 20. Pass to the high post for Kaiser. She'll give it back out to Dilk. They're gonna hold as long as possible here. Owusu holding Hillman down low. Tough finish from Amy Dilk on the right block. And we're tied back up at 24. Maryland gonna hold for the last shot here. 5 seconds left on the game clock. Diamond Miller picks up her dribble. Tough turnaround jumper, and she's gonna airball. Michigan comes back to tie it. And what a surge from the Wolverines to get things even back up as we go into the locker rooms.
At half, both teams tied at 24. Looked like it would be a slow one, but both teams picked it up there at the end. Still only averaging 12 points a quarter. It's going to be 48-48 at this rate, well below both teams' averages. I think the two keys to the game so far for Maryland, it's been just missing their shots. They're shooting 29 from the field today. Even on the line, they're shooting 58%. Michigan, on the other hand, they're doing decent from the field when shooting, but they're not getting a ton of shots. They have 15 turnovers already.
Turnovers are the name of the game for Michigan so far in this one. Flashing back to that number 5 versus number 6 matchup where Michigan played Indiana at home in a big win. They had 17 turnovers in the first half. This one looking pretty reminiscent of that. So halftime adjustments. Michigan going to look to cut down on the turnovers, and Maryland just going to have to look to execute. You mentioned 8 for 28 from the field, struggling from the free throw line as well early, but has even that back out to 7 and 12.
Okay, I know we're here at the women's basketball game, but as a sports commentator, it would be remiss to not discuss some of the developments in Madison that just happened. Michigan following a very tough loss at the end of the game. Teams handshaking each other, coaches handshaking. Reportedly, head coach Jawan Howard threw a punch at one of the assistant coaches. This certainly ignited some fireworks after a pretty sleepy game for the Wolverines. Kept it close through most of the game, but now there's some talk online on whether Jawan still deserves this job. This has to be a low point of his time at Michigan. Ooh-wee, so it was an open fist, but he did swing and hit the other coach in the head. Not a good look for the Wolverines, not a good look for the university or the athletic department.
You got to think something must have been said to make Jawan lose his cool like
there's
that.
one word that cannot be said, especially to a man like Jawan, but anything short of that is uncalled for to get your fist going. But wow, that is certainly going to be the talk of the town for the next week. Michigan, I know, struggled. They were winning for most of the game in that one, if not winning, at least tied, but just final 10 minutes, just let it go, ended up losing by a large margin. Unfortunately, WCBN did not have any correspondence in Madison. We applied for credentials, yet were denied. So thank you, SID in Madison, for preventing us from witnessing that in person and live commentating it. But
if you would like to listen to WCBN's thoughts on Michigan basketball as a whole, make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. on 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor for the Daily Sports Report, WCBN's weekly sports talk show. It'll be definitely some interesting things to come in the upcoming week.
I'm trying to pull up the lineup for people. I believe, so we just ended up the station telethon. I believe it ends tonight, so you're still able to donate if you feel inclined. Now, let me see about next week's DSR schedule, who is on that as we're at this halftime intermission. We got William Gregory hosting, Kellen Flynn, Jake Singer on Monday. They're going to have some hot takes. Tuesday, we got Kellen Flynn, William Gregory. Wednesday, Ryan Dolson. Thursday, nobody yet signed up, but I'm sure we'll get someone to fill it. I'll be live from Crisler at 6 p.m. For the women's basketball game against Michigan State. Men have a game on Wednesday, so I'm sure between now and then that will be the talk of the town. You got to think he's at least suspended for the rest of the regular season.
Yeah, it would definitely be interesting to see what develops there. But for that is going to do it for WCBN Sports' first half coverage of Michigan basketball. We will see you back here in Crisler Center in about 6 minutes for the second half. But as we head into the locker rooms, we're tied up 24-24. My name is Charlie Brigham. Alongside me this half, it was Adam Bressler. For half number 2, alongside me, it will be Charlie Goodwin. So until then, go blue. Hello and welcome everyone back to second half coverage of Michigan women's basketball live here from Crisler Center. My name is Charlie Brigham, alongside me, Charlie Goodwin. We are just about ready, about 2 minutes away from getting the second half going as both teams come out of the locker rooms. We'll be locked up at 24.
Yeah, really close contested first half there. Maryland held the lead for most of it actually, and then went on a bit of a scoring drought, only hitting 1 for their last 8 field goals to end that first half. Obviously, Michigan, the same story as it's always been. Naz Hillman doing the work in the trenches, leading the offense. She's got 14 of their 24 first half points, doing what she does best down there. Maryland not shooting particularly well, nor is Michigan. It's really been one down low, so let's see if that continues in the second half.
Naz Hillman, the All-American, the projected number 4 overall pick in the upcoming 2022 WNBA draft. Currently projected to go number 4 to the Dallas Wings. Would definitely be a great fit for Hillman. We mentioned before the game she was honored as she crossed the 2,000-point threshold in her career and came into this game 26 rebounds away, but now is only 22 rebounds away from 1,000 career rebounds as well. So what a season and what a career it's been for Naz Hillman, but she's not done yet, and especially not done yet today as we are just under a minute left before second half action starts up.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you said about Hillman. Amazing player who's having not only an amazing game, an amazing season, but has had an amazing career all 4 years here in her Michigan Wolverines uniform. That 0-0 has certainly become iconic, and she has certainly cemented herself as a fan favorite among Michigan Wolverine fans. Excited to see what she can do in this second half and the rest of the season going forward.
Depending on how this season shakes out, that 0-0 might be hanging in the rafters someday. But
yeah, totally agree with you. And there's not many people who have come through this Wolverines program for the women that can say that. I mean, Kim Barnes-Arico in her 10 years with this Michigan Wolverines squad has really taken the program to heights they hadn't reached before. And that has really shown the past couple years, but specifically this year, been nationally ranked basically the entire season and have been a force to be reckoned with for everybody in the Big Ten.
Last year, hovered near the bottoms of the top 25, made their way all the way to the Sweet 16 and lost a heartbreaker in overtime to Baylor. But that Sweet 16 berth, the best in program history. And then this year, they've come out and they've been incredible. At the top of the rankings all season long, got their revenge on Baylor in a big win there. And currently control their own destiny in terms of the Big Ten championship as they face off against the reigning Big Ten champions in the Maryland Terrapins. The crowd here is packed.
As you can hear, Pump It Up echoing through Crisler Center. The anthem of the Michigan football team has now gotten this Crisler crowd rowdy today against Maryland.
It'll be Maryland ball, or Michigan ball rather, coming out of the half. It's Kaiser right in front of her own bench looking inside. Hits Feely in the corner, who will bring it up now. Roush sets a nice down screen. Maddie Nolan was wide open on the wing. Feely had just missed her. Passes to Kaiser, gets it back. Open 3 for the freshman. No good. Kaiser pulls down the rebound. Kicks back out. Nolan, shoulder shot. Now pass inside for Hillman. Up with the left hand. Misses. Kaiser pulls it down. She misses. Rebound. It's going to fall into the hands of Angel Reese, who will push in transition. Right to left cross. Getting all the way inside. Scoop layup. No good. Diamond Miller pulls it down. Roush right on the floor underneath her. Kicked back out. Bibby misses the 3.
A lot of misses right there in a short amount of time for both teams. Shooting woes probably will continue for Michigan, and you already see they're looking down to Hillman inside. Got to finish, got to clean up those second chances on the boards. But I'm looking for someone to come out here and hit a few threes for the Wolverines, and my pick for that player is going to be Maddie Nolan.
Nolan on the year has really came into her own as a shooter as Cheyenne Sellers pulls up from the corner. That one, a 3 for Maryland to open things up in the second half. Maddie Nolan, a 44% three-point shooter for Michigan so far this year. 54 of 122 coming into this season, or coming into this game. Felia, nice little step through, kicks back out to Roush up top. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Kicks the corner, Maddie Nolan for 3. That one too short.
I was close. She was the person to take the next three. Didn't quite hit it. Like I said, they're getting the Wolverines. They're getting good looks. They're working the ball around the top of the key. They're not just taking the first opportunity they see, but they got to start putting some down if they want to take control of this game.
Angel Reese driving in with the right hand, and she misses that layup. They're going to say it went off the right hand of Emily Kaiser.
This has been a pretty slow-paced game so far. No one really controlling the tempo in the first half, and so far not in this half.
Sellers kicks out. Bibby over to Diamond Miller, driving with the left hand inside for Kaiser. She was straight up, and it falls into the hands of Layla Felia. The freshman spins around Miller. Kick out. Danielle Roush for three. That one too far. Loose ball, and Kaiser is going to get called for a foul.
That was an incredible spin move by Felia on that play. Completely froze her defender before finding Roush open for the three, but Roush did hesitate a bit and let her defender kind of close in on her before eventually releasing it to a miss.
Kaiser shakes her head after that foul call, wanted the jump ball. 8 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Maryland, the only team to score here in quarter number 3. Pull-up jumper from Diamond Miller's no good. Nolan pulls down the rebound, and Roush will bring it up in transition now. Little pitch back pass to Nolan. Nolan now drives with the right hand. Kick back, Kaiser. Showed her shot. Now driving with the left. Hit a three in the first half, and she turns it over there. Diamond Miller in transition. Kick out. Katie Benson, deep three, and that one's good.
That one had some range to it. She looked like Steph Curry on that play.
Benson, we mentioned, a 45% three-point shooter on the year now, 2 for 6 on the day. Definitely not scared to let it fly. Kaiser working against Bibby. Pass to the corner to Felia. Hillman now sets her a ball screen. Felia rejects, gets inside. Nice right-hand layup by the freshman.
Incredible finish by Felia there. Incredible drive to the basket. Really what Wolverines needed.
Benson gets to the middle of the floor, and that's going to be a foul called.
And that is underratedly a really big play by Felia on that last possession. Wolverines yet to score a point prior to that make, and I think they really have been looking mostly for threes so far, and they just haven't been going down for him. So for Felia to get inside and be able to finish that is going to be a big confidence boost for this team.
A little bit of miscommunication. That foul was on Maryland, as Angel Reese will head to the bench with 3 personal fouls. Roush passes up top for Felia. Trying to get something going here with under 10 seconds left in the shot clock now. Pass up top for Kaiser. Back to Roush, driving with the right hand. Kickback pass. Felia, open three at the buzzer, and she hits it. Layla Felia having a great start to half number 2, and the bench mob is on their feet.
That would warrant a double bang from Mike Breen if he was calling this game.
Miller driving down with the right hand, scoops back up with the left, and that one good to quiet the crowd. The lead back up to 3 for Maryland, 32-29 with under 6 minutes left to play. Lob pass, Hillman up with the left. That one as easy as they come.
It's Michigan's bread and butter, has been for the last 4 years, hasn't failed them yet.
Benson up top. Calling plays. Pass to Sellers on the left wing. Benson cutting back door and just smokes the easy layup and called for a foul. That one, an unfortunate swing of events for Katie Benson. Had a great back cut, was wide open, blew the left-handed layup, and then gets called for a foul as Emily Kaiser pulls down the rebound.
And I want to touch on that three a little bit. That is going to be huge, a huge momentum swing in this game, I think. Wolverines shooting horrendously, 27% from 3, as is Maryland now with a few misses this half. No one can really, like I said, no one can really gain control of this game's tempo. And I think to hit a deep 3 like that, especially at the end of sort of a broken possession, is a really big indicator going forward in what's been a really tight game.
One substitution for both teams as Maryland comes out in a 2-3 zone. Lob pass up top for Hillman. Bounce pass inside for Elise Stuck, who's just entered, and that's an easy left-handed layup for Stuck.
And that's another reason why Naz Hillman is as great as a player as she is, because instead of trying to force that up into a double team, she makes the extra pass to find a wide open Stuck at the basket.
Stuck now guarding the ball. It's Diamond Miller. Kicks over to the right wing in front of the Maryland bench. Owusu trying to come off a ball screen is trapped. Kicks up to Sellers. 10 seconds left in the shot clock now. Sellers trying to drive downhill with the right. Tough look, won't go. Sellers gets her own rebound, puts it up. That one left short. Hillman pulls down the rebound, and it's going to be out of bounds. The referees will confer. It was said that it was Maryland ball, but Hillman threw that one, what looked like right off Cheyenne Sellers' head.
Yeah, Sellers was falling backwards, and the ball seemed to just kind of fall off of her face. Real gritty play by Sellers there to get her own rebound, although it resulted in a miss. But you could kind of hear this Crisler crowd starting to get energized, really get into it, which is really nice to see because the women's team, they're out here really playing for the fans. You know, the men's team been a big disappointment this season, especially with the unfortunate events that transpired today that Adam and yourself touched on in the first half. It's really nice to just for this women's team to come out and really give the fans something to cheer for.
They've taken back the lead. It's 33-32 with 4:44 left to play here in the third quarter. You know, Charlie, we had mentioned coming into this half, both teams had adjustments to make. Maryland was just going to look to clean things up, take advantage of their easy opportunities, but they haven't really been able to done that. We saw the missed layup by Benson in Michigan, looking to cut back on the turnovers. What do you think is the keys for both teams moving forward here in the third quarter?
I honestly think it's coming down to which team can make like 2 or 3 three-pointers, because there's been 6 total three-pointers in this game, 3 from each team, and everything has been done down low. And I think in a game that's you don't see it as much in the women's, but as you do in men's, but everything has become so much more three-heavy that a lot of times whoever can hit those couple more three-pointers ends up winning this game. I think Maryland has looked a little bit better shooting from outside, but no one has been particularly great. Like I said, I like Maddie Nolan to come out and hit a few threes late for these Wolverines.
We saw that back in the matchup here a couple weeks ago against Iowa, where Caitlin Clark put on a special fourth quarter performance with 21 points, and a lot of those coming on those deep threes. They add up quickly. But this is timeout just about set to wrap up. Michigan, as we mentioned, still up 33-32, is taking the lead back. The Wolverines 4 of their last 4.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to find their groove. While it hasn't really been outside shots, besides that deep three from Filia as the shot clock expired, they look much more fluent and much more cohesive as a unit, as a team. Again, Naz Hillman has that strategy has not failed them this season, has not failed them this game. I think if they keep doing what they're doing, they'll be in good shape, but have to hit a couple outside shots.
Owusu finds a wide open Mimi Collins for a mid-range pull-up jumper, and Maryland back out in front 34-33. Collins now with 6 points in this ball game. Stuck driving with the left hand against Collins. Tough finish from Elise Stuck to go up and under.
Beautiful, beautiful finish. That's a special ability to be able to get that one to go down off the glass.
Pass inside for Benson. Had the open look, didn't want it. Bibby now driving inside. And one finish as Filia caught her on the body on the way up.
Yeah, Roush got cooked on the crossover there. Not something you usually see from a player such as her, who's a great defender, really fundamental and really grounded and disciplined. So interesting play from her. Don't really out of character, but, you know, tough finish also.
With that bucket, Maryland has taken back the lead. Bibby unable to convert on the and one. Amy Dilk has checked in for Layla Filia following Filia's third personal foul. Pass to the high post for Stuck. She's going to be called for a travel.
Yeah, you see that mistake so many times, especially in the college game, where just people forget to start their dribble before they move their feet, get a little too excited.
1 point lead for the Terrapins with under 4 minutes left to play here in quarter number 3. Owusu, right to left cross, gets to the middle. She gets a foul called on Maddie Nolan.
And Owusu is a tough player to stop, especially when she's coming down the middle of the lane like that. Really hard to get into position to take that offensive foul because she is such a dominating presence.
That one's Nolan's second personal. Nolan tried to plead her case to the referee. First free throw attempt from Owusu off the back iron. Nolan tried to plead her case. Owusu, great at changing speeds, also great at selling the foul calls. Loves to throw that head back and initiate the contact herself. Free throw attempt number 2 is good, and that one drops down. Owusu now with 2 points on the afternoon. Roush able to cleanly break the press. Nolan flashes to the top of the key. Tried to look at Hillman inside, couldn't find it. Keeping her dribble alive. Now picks it up. It'll be a bounce pass to Hillman up top. 10 seconds left. Amy Dilk trying to drive to the middle, and that one a foul call. It's going to be on Diamond Miller, her second.
Wolverines getting a little bailed out there by the foul call. Looked like a bit of a broken possession. Nolan almost kind of threw the ball away, trying to find Hillman in the back corner of the half court. Let's see if they could cook up something here.
The foul resets the shot clock back to 20, so they've got some more time to work. Stuck, nice bounce pass to Hillman inside, and one!
It's too easy, man. It's just too easy. Bounce pass to Hillman inside, a little turnaround jump shot, takes the foul off the glass. I mean, tale as old as time. We've seen Naz Hillman do this over and over again through her 4 years at the University of Michigan. She ties up the game, going to the line, giving the Wolverines a chance to take the lead.
You know, obviously a fantastic play from Naz Hillman, but how about the play from Elise Stuck since entering this ball game for Emily Kaiser as Hillman knocks down the free throw to take the lead. Stuck in now 2 minutes of action, 4 points, 1 rebound, and 1 assist. Filling out the stat sheet. The crowd here in Crisler Center is getting loud. Benson pass to the high post to Bibby, driving at the right hand, trying to spin back to the left. Her shot left short. Stuck right there on the defense. Hillman pulls down a rebound. Naz Hillman now pushing up in transition. Hit Nolan, who kicks back to Dilk. Dilk now for Stuck, trying to throw the lob pass to Hillman. And that one's going to be a jump ball. That one should have been a turnover. And pretty much anyone else in the world is not going to catch that besides Naz Hillman.
Yeah, that's where you see Michigan start to rely on Hillman a bit too much, where just because the play usually works so well of throwing it to her, throwing it to Naz inside and watching her put it up, they try to force it sometimes, and that was definitely a force. A lot of better passes could have been made in that situation.
That one Stuck, second turnover. Owusu right to left cross, gets to the middle, passed inside for Mimi Collins and off the hands. It'll be Michigan ball.
Owusu in particular is just so interesting to watch because she's got a build like similar to Hillman, where you think she's going to kind of stay along the baseline, stay down low in the paint area, but is so shifty with the ball, has great handles, and kind of plays more like a point guard.
Roush brings the ball up in transition. Hits Nolan right in front of the Michigan bench. Kaiser now with Owusu working on her. Handoff, Dilk. 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Hillman comes up to set the ball screen. Dilk trying to work downhill. Back to the left hand towards the middle. Has it stripped away. That's going to be another jump ball. It's going to stay Michigan basketball.
And that's kind of been the story of this game. A lot of physicality, a lot of fights down in the trenches. Not too pretty basketball has been seen in this game, but sometimes that's just how it goes. That's Midwestern basketball.
Felia will check in for Dilk. They've got 4.7 to get a shot off. Lob pass up top for Kaiser. 3 seconds left in the shot clock now. Hits Roush. Floater from the elbow. That one's good. Another end of the shot clock buzzer beater from the Wolverines. And offensively, they're firing on all cylinders. 7 of their last 7 from the floor. Felia guarding Owusu. Pass inside for Bibby. Hillman right there to step in. Hillman tips it away.
And that possession is what we've been talking about the whole game, just finding ways to score, making something out of nothing. In this quarter, a couple broken possessions have resulted in 5 points for the Wolverines right at the shot clock buzzer. So really just making something out of nothing is huge and lets you win this game by inches.
Benson drive and kick. Mimi Collins misses the 3 long, but Bibby able to pull it down. Bibby now driving hard with the right hand in the middle, and that one a foul called. This one might be on Kaiser, and if so, no, it's going to be on Naz Hillman.
Yeah, that's a tough foul to avoid. I mean, Kaiser was straight up to take the contact, and blanking on the name right now, the Maryland offensive player just kind of held the ball by her hip, and it's always hard to avoid a foul call when the ball's down there.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was much contact from either Hillman or Kaiser as Bibby knocks down the first free throw. But Bibby did a nice job selling it. Michigan's lead now cut to 2. 1:26 left to play here in quarter number 3 as Bibby knocks down the second. 40-39 here. The scoring drought ends for Maryland, but still no field goals in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Hillman bounce pass inside for Kaiser. Gets Sellers up on her and one!
Sellers completely tried to cheat on that. Tried to just basically clear Kaiser, which is not going to happen. Kaiser's about 6'1", and Kaiser just went right into Sellers, went through the contact, finished the layup. Chance for 3 points here at the line.
Cameron Williams will check in for Naz Hillman, who will most likely sit the rest of this quarter.
And the line is shooting 1.
Kaiser's 6'3", my mistake.
1. Crowd falls silent. As Emily Kaiser knocks down the free throw, a 77% free throw shooter on the year. 3-point lead, now up to a 4-point lead. Bibby driving downhill against Kaiser, spinning back to the left hand. Falls down, wanted the foul call, but Cameron Williams was right there straight up. Felia now driving downhill against Benson, get the foul call, but can't get the layup to fall. That one would have blown the roof off this place.
Yeah, Felia almost with another 3-point play there, just rolls off the front of the rim. Really tough finish. She's got a chance to get 2 for her squad here and increase this Wolverine lead to 6. If my math is right, I'm pretty bad at math.
This pair, Felia's first of the day, she knocks down number 1. What a year it's been for Layla Felia coming out of this team as a starter, or as a freshman, has started the last 3 games. Felia knocks down both. Now the crowd here in Crisler Center is packed out. It's Dollar Day, and they are getting their money's worth. Sellers working right in front of her bench. Kick to Bibby. Trying to drive baseline on Kaiser and Williams. Mimi Collins misses the open layup. And now Felia will push in transition. Hesitation, kick back out to Roush. As there's a foul call. Or a whistle, looks like it's going to be a 3-second call on Cameron Williams.
Yeah, Michigan really had a chance to blow the roof off this place if they were to convert on that possession. But Cameron Williams can't stay inside the key for more than 3 seconds. Got to know that.
And that one, an unlucky break for Michigan, as they held the ball just long enough to kill the shot clock for Maryland. So the Terrapins will get the last shot of quarter number 3. The Maize and Blue faithful are getting loud here. 8 seconds left in the quarter. Sellers, tough shot, knocks it down, but Michigan has time to get one off. Roush working. Gets it to Felia, and they won't get a shot off.
Well, I mean, Michigan finds themselves with a 4-point lead going into this 4th quarter. This matchup has definitely lived up to the hype, although it hasn't been so pretty. This is the 6th team in the country versus the 13th team in the country. Really well-contested game. Has been really physical, and these 2 teams are going at it, and they got 10 minutes more before a winner is declared.
Yeah, top 15 matchup. Currently, Maryland sits at the top of the Big Ten. Michigan right behind them at number 2, and the Wolverines control their own destiny. Maryland kind of walked through the Big Ten last year on route to a Big Ten championship. And they were in position to do so this year, but Naz Hillman and the Michigan Wolverines looking to say no to that.
Yeah, I mean, this would be an enormous win for Michigan. As mentioned in the first half, coming off a couple losses. And not that their momentum has been killed as they're having an awesome season, but to get a big win like this at home in front of the fans against nationally ranked Maryland would definitely do a lot for their confidence, really get them back on track. Looking forward, the Wolverines, they are at home against Michigan State on Thursday at 6 p.m. It is senior night before going away to Iowa that Sunday for a 4 o'clock game before the Big Ten tournament. So two tough games left. Michigan State, never easy. And then Iowa, everyone knows Caitlin Clark, one of the best in the game right now, if not the best. So 2 tough games coming up before the Big Ten tournament. And these are the games where you really see what your team is made of. And you really see what you have before going into March Madness, into the NCAA tournament, which the Wolverines will obviously qualify for.
And this would be a huge confidence win as well for the Michigan Wolverines. Back on January 31st, they had that win against number 6 Indiana in an incredible game here in the Crisler Center where Michigan beat them by 15. But in that game, Leah Brown goes down with injury. The next game against Illinois gets postponed, and then that game against Iowa, the first game without Leah Brown, Michigan's able to win it 98-90, but a barn burner all the way through. Michigan led by freshman Layla Filia, who had a career-high 26, who really filled in the gap for Brown in that one. Since then, Michigan lost their next 2, Michigan State and Northwestern, so this one would be a huge win against a very good Maryland team, the number 13 team in the nation. And that's just a great confidence booster. Look at this and say, you know, we can beat good teams even without our second leading scorer.
Yeah, Layla Brown, we haven't really mentioned it that much on the broadcast, but Layla Brown has been an enormous part of this Wolverines team's success. And to be doing this to a really good team with the absence of her just shows you that this team, they brand themselves as the hardest working team in America. It shows you they're willing to do what it takes to make up for the absence of Layla Brown and ultimately come away with this against this Maryland team with a win.
Fourth quarter action is underway. Michigan to start off the quarter has a 4-point lead. Hillman working down low against Angel Reese. And there's going to be a travel called against Reese again. We mentioned it before. Hillman taking advantage of the younger, less experienced Reese. And also just playing to the scouting report, knowing that Reese has a tendency to travel. Nice job by Daniel Rausch there to beat the press. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Rausch has picked up her dribble. She's dead, looking for Hillman, who comes over to help her out. Passes over to Kaiser. Kaiser now back up top for Rausch. 9 seconds left in the shot clock. Kaiser sets a ball screen. Rausch driving downhill, fighting through contact, puts up a tough shot, won't go. Reese pulls down the rebound, and now it's 4-on-4 as both Reese and Rausch are out of the play. Diamond Miller streaking to the basket, and that one good.
Miller absolutely just split the 2 defenders there for an easy finish. Great, great move by the Maryland player.
Filia gets to the middle of the lane, put up an awkward shot as she tried to go around Angel Reese, who was crashing right at her. Sellers pushing in transition, kick back. Katie Benson for 3 off the back iron. Kaiser pulls it down.
Little bit of a trigger-happy shot from Benson there. Chance to take the lead on that 3-pointer. Kind of just threw it up as soon as the ball touched her hands.
Pass inside. Hillman working against Reese. Goes up and one! Do it again as Naz Hillman turns around and flexes the muscles as she walks to the free throw line. And Michelle Sedor and Jordan Hobbs flexing the muscles as well, pumping out some push-ups on the bench.
You know what they say, you try to stop Naz Hillman down low, it will not go well for you. And that is really showing for the Maryland Terrapins today, as she has 21 of the Wolverines' 47 points with a chance to make it 22 here with this free throw.
Hillman converts on the and one. That bumps the lead up to 5. 48-43 here in Crisler Center. And something to watch out for, Angel Reese has head to the bench for Maryland. She's got 4 personal fouls. Sellers Tough pull-up jumper from the elbow, and Kaiser pulls down the rebound. Sellers hits the deck. Pass up in transition. It's Maddie Nolan. Long cross-court pass for Felia. Showed her shot, didn't want it. Roush now driving towards the middle. Bibby trying to do everything she can to front Hillman. As Diamond Miller and Emily Kaiser both hit the ground, it's going to be out of bounds. Michigan ball underneath.
And with 8 minutes left in this game and a 5-point lead for the Wolverines, this is kind of where you're getting into crunch time here.
Roush to inbound underneath. Lob pass up to Hillman. Kick back out. Swung around. It's Maddie Nolan up top. Kicks back. Roush from the corner for three, and she knocks it down.
Huge, huge shot from Danielle Roush. That gets the crowd on their feet. That extends the Wolverines' lead to 8. It just allowed Maryland to call a timeout. They are rattled. And like I said, this is crunch time. This is Big Ten basketball. 7:45 left to go in this game, and the Wolverines have an 8-point lead with a much-needed three-pointer at the hands of Danielle Roush.
Michigan turned it on when they needed to. 6-0 run in the last 46 seconds. To end the third quarter, Michigan went a perfect 8 for 8 from the floor. You mentioned Naz Hillman, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Throwing a steal in there for good measure, and she is filling out the stat sheet.
Yeah, she does it all. As we see the Michigan student band coming into the seats here, really getting the fans into it as they do the Blues Brothers dance that's so famous in Yost Ice Arena. But you know, like we've been saying all game, that this game is going to come down to who could hit those couple or few three-pointers. Danielle Roush giving the Wolverines a really, really big one there. Just the 7th three of this game total. The 4th for the Wolverines, shooting 33% from the three-point line and 48% from the field. Like we said, in large part due to guess who, Naz Hillman, shooting 10 of 14 from the field. They gotta ride out these vibes into the game.
Freshman Layla Felia also having an incredible game for Michigan, 9.6 rebounds. Emily Kaiser also filling out the stat sheet, 6 points, 10 rebounds, as well as 2 blocks and 2 steals. We've mentioned it on previous broadcasts, but Emily Kaiser has done such a fantastic job stepping into the role of a starting player so far this season. It's just been practically a double-double machine this year, averaging just under 10 points and close to 10 rebounds. I mean, she's been fantastic.
Yeah, she really has been, and that's another one of Kim Barnes-Arico's players that has really matured and developed under her tutelage all 4 years here at Michigan. You have a lot of players on this team that have developed over these 4 years. You have Hillman, you have Kaiser, you have Danielle Roush. There's at least one more. I'm forgetting names
Amy
now.
Doak.
But just it's been amazing to see this team grow and see them develop over the years. And it kind of reminds you of the teams that John Beilein took, where he took his own recruits and really developed them over the 4 years when they didn't necessarily come in as highly touted players.
51-43, 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to play here in this ball game. Cheyenne Sellers comes off a ball screen, gets trapped, and she's going to turn over. Pass was intended for Bibby, but found its way into the hands of Layla Felia. Miller coming out to pressure Felia. Felia with a little hesitation move, now calls for a second ball screen from Hillman, rejects it, gets inside, Euro step, up with the right hand. Highlight reel play for Layla Felia.
Oh me, oh my, what a move by Layla Felia with the Euro step to finish off that amazing, amazing drive. She is really showing off her skills here tonight. I mean, the skills challenge was last night in Cleveland. Maybe she should have been there because she's really putting on a clinic.
Danielle Roush called for a foul, so Maryland will reset an inbound from the sideline with 24 seconds on the shot clock. Pass gets into Benson. Sellers will come and get it now. Mimi Collins trying to come set a screen. Sellers splits it. Collins looked inside for Diamond Miller. and just throws it away. It'll be Michigan basketball.
And you see Maryland starting to feel the pressure of the Wolverines now. Wolverines able to force a steal on that last possession, able to force a turnover on this one. They're starting to crack a bit.
Speaking of pressure, Maryland comes out in a 1-2-2 full court press, and the Wolverines break it with ease. Maddie Nolan, the only one inside the key. She puts that layup in easily with the left hand. 55-43 here with 6.5 minutes left to play in quarter number 4. Sellers drives baseline, nice little floater to cut the lead to 10.
Much needed basket for Maryland there to get them back on track a bit. The Michigan Wolverines broke that press with ease for a wide open Maddie Nolan layup.
Michigan breaks it again, cross-court pass for Felia. Kaiser comes over, sets a ball screen on Benson. Second screen coming from Hillman. Driving down low. That's going to be a charge called. Mimi Collins doing a nice job stepping over to take that one.
Yeah, that's the right call. Felia a little bit out of control on her drive there. Collins got in position, stood her ground, and it resulted in an offensive foul. Maryland down 10 with 6 minutes to go. It is definitely not over, and we have a lot of game to be played.
That one, Felia's fourth, so she'll head to the bench, and in comes Amy Dilk. Handoff, Benson. Kicks to the corner for Sellers. Sellers now driving inside. Picks up her dribble. Outside, Benson. Shot. Sellers from the corner. Too far. Maddie Nolan's going to pull it down. Katie Benson is so elusive as Dilk turns it over. She gets hit from behind by Sellers, and Diamond Miller's got a wide open layup.
Maryland's starting to creep back into this game. I might have committed the announcer jinx here.
Michigan breaks the press again. The Wolverines, 3 of their last 3 from the floor. Dilk driving towards the middle of the floor, picks up her dribble. Now it gets trapped, and there's going to be a timeout call by Coach Kim Barnes-Arico.
So just a few short possessions ago, I said Michigan was really starting to put the pressure on Maryland. Now you see Maryland putting the pressure on Michigan. And as it looked like Michigan was running away with this game, Maryland has cut the lead to 8 and just forced a Michigan timeout with 5 minutes remaining. What do you think the last 5 minutes of this game will come down to?
For Michigan, they're just going to need to slow down the pace of the game. You just can't let Maryland come up and you can't just make them speed you up. Maryland, as a team, as a whole, is incredibly long. Outside of Katie Benson, the average height on this team is about 6 foot plus. Especially in this lineup with players like Sellers at 6'2", Diamond Miller at 6'3", Mimi Collins at 6 feet tall, Bibby at 6+ feet tall. I mean, they are extremely long. Michigan just doesn't match up there size-wise. You just have to take your time. They've been beating the press well, but just don't let Maryland speed you up. And in terms of Maryland, you have to convert on your opportunities, and you have to look to be aggressive. Katie Benson has had plenty of opportunities where she's blown by Jania Roush and has a clear lane to the basket, but she doesn't want to get inside. We mentioned that she's much smaller, coming in at about 5'6". She doesn't want to get in there with the trees, but you're going to have to start taking those opportunities.
Totally agree with you. And in the timeout right now, if I'm Kim Barnes-Arico, what I'm telling my players is slow it down. Don't try to force anything. There's 5 minutes left in this game. They have an 8-point lead, and they've controlled most of this second half and definitely most of this fourth quarter. So there's no reason for this Michigan team to be rushing or trying to force anything that's unnecessary right now. They've been able to do a few things all game that have worked for them effortlessly that allow them to have this 8-point lead. There's no reason to throw it all away right now.
Felia checks back in with 4 fouls as the timeout just about wrapped up. On the floor for Michigan, it's Hillman, Kaiser, Roush, Nolan, and the aforementioned Layla Felia. Maryland still yet to break their huddle.
How about Layla Felia, man? She is, I mean, I know we touched on it after that Euro step, but she has just put on an incredible clinic in terms of ball handling, finishing, doing it all.
Benson, Miller, Sellers, Bibby, and Mimi Collins to round it out. step onto the floor for Maryland. It's going to be Michigan ball. They've got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Inbounds pass gets in cleanly to Felia. Driving all the way around the right side. Steps back. Pass up to Maddie Nolan looking inside for Hillman. Wide open. And she misses her own layup. Gets it back and goes up. And she's fouled. Not something you see very often from Naz Hillman as she blew the wide open layup.
I mean, that was the most open she's been all night, and probably the most open she could have possibly gotten. Blew that layup, super uncharacteristic of her, but very characteristic of her to get her own rebound and get herself to the line for a chance at 2 points.
First free throw from Hillman rattles in. 7 rebounds on the night, so now only 19 away from 1,000 career rebounds. And you mentioned a lot of them have come like that. Hillman misses the second, so Michigan loses out on 1 point there as Maryland comes down the other way. Under 5 minutes left to play here, and Maryland's got some catching up to do. Benson coming all the way out back to the logo. Michigan just swarming her past Mimi Collins in the short corner. Collins does not want to put it on the floor. Finally gets it over to Benson, almost a 5-second call. Diamond Miller driving downhill. Kaiser steps over. Bibby, top of the key, long 2, won't go. Benson pulls down a 3. Her shot from the corner won't go. Hillman pulls down the rebound, and that's going to be a foul called on Emily Kaiser.
I mean, Maryland just could not hit a shot there. Got really unlucky on some rim bounces there. The play results in a foul, but Maryland has to hit one of those if they want to get back into this game.
That one's Kaiser's third. In checks Angel Reese for Maryland, who has 4 of her own. Sellers inside. Passes to Reese, who gets one on Hillman. Michigan pushes the tempo early to break the press. Now they're going to look to settle in here. 7-point lead. Hillman, cross-court pass. Maddie Nolan to make it 10. That one's good! Maddie Nylon extends the lead to double digits.
And that has been my prediction all game. Finally comes to fruition. Maddie Nolan gets her 3, extends this lead to 10 as there's an off-ball foul here. But that is just so huge with under 4 to go, getting that lead to double digits and continuing this Wolverines hot streak. They're now 4 of their last 5 on field goal attempts.
That one called on Maddie Nolan off the ball. So now she has 4 personal fouls. Layla Felia has 4 personal fouls. And Michigan with 4 fouls here in the fourth quarter. Sellers driving downhill on Nolan. And Nolan just kind of lets her go by. Sellers with some words for Nolan as she runs the opposite direction. Hillman comes up to help on the press. She'll just dribble it out. 3:15 left to play here as Roush is pushed from behind by Benson. No foul call, so we're going to keep playing here. Kaiser, top of the key 3, off the back iron, won't go. Loose ball, Benson pulls it down. Benson, hesitation, inside for Diamond Miller, who loses it. It's going to be called out of bounds. Danielle Roush touched it while she was standing out of bounds.
And a really great effort play by Danielle Roush to kind of break up that open layup for Maryland. Or what would have been an open layup for Maryland. Can't quite get possession of the ball, but that's the kind of effort you want to see late in games, in a game that's pretty close against a great opponent like Maryland.
Nolan working on Sellers. Sellers driving on Nolan, who's got 4 fouls. Pass up top for Angel Reese, and that's a charge. And Reese is fouled out. Kaiser stood in there strong to take it.
And Kaiser a bit slow to get up. You know, a charge is never easy, and she just took one of the biggest charges you'll see in terms of momentum, in terms of importance. Really, those are the plays that win you games like this one.
I mean, I don't think there was a single doubt about that one. Reese just ran her over. That'll bring in Mimi Collins. So now Maryland, without their leading offensive producer and their leading rebounder, as they're down by 8 with just under 3 minutes left to play. Michigan also in foul trouble, though. They have to be careful. Both Maddie Nolan and Layla Felia have 4 fouls. The 1-2-2 full court press comes out again for Maryland. Felia driving downhill, gets all the way inside, passes back out to Roush, who makes a smart play to pull it out. That one just a veteran play from the senior point guard, Danielle Roush. Passes inside for Hillman, driving with the left hand. Goes up, and she's fouled.
Really smart play by Danielle Roush. That really will go under the radar because, as people like to say it, that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. She could have forced that floater, but instead realizes it's in the Wolverines' best interest to take up as much clock as they can and dribbles the ball back out. And Nas Hillman on the line, chance to extend this Wolverines lead to 10 again with 2:26 to play. The Wolverines shouldn't have that hard of a time locking up this win.
You better knock on some wood, as the last time we said something didn't go too well for Michigan. Hillman knocks down the first one.
Let the broadcast show I've just knocked on some wood.
60-51 here with 2:26, and Hillman makes her lead 10. 61-51 as Hillman knocks down both. The Maize and Blue faithful are getting loud here. Sellers kicks up top, swung over to Mimi Collins now. Collins up top to Benson. Benson driving downhill. Can't see. Passes out for Diamond Miller, who almost airballs, and there's a foul called. Daniel Roush and Sellers got tied up. That one is going to be a foul called against Roush.
Yeah, weird foul there, kind of. Ball just kind of falls into the hands of Sellers, I believe. I can't really see my numbers from up here, but she kind of just flung it up, took some contact. So she's going to go to the line with a chance to cut this lead to 8 for Maryland.
First free throw from Sellers is good. Her first of the day. In for Mimi Collins, checks Ashley Owusu. As Sellers knocks down both. Nolan gets the ball cleanly in to Layla Felia and just pushes it over half court. Under 2 minutes to play, 61-51 the score. Michigan out in front. Bounce pass up top for Hillman, guarded closely by Bibby, and she's called for a foul.
And clearly not an intentional foul by Maryland there, but let's see if they try to start to play the foul game. Michigan has been really good from the free throw line this game, 8 of 10. For those of you at home, that's 80%. So, I mean, that would not be a good strategy for Maryland because Michigan's going to continue to hit them, hopefully.
Hillman 5 for 7 on the day, makes it 6 for 8 as she knocks down the first of 2. Couple dribbles and a deep breath from the All-American. Make it 2 for 2. Hillman now with 27 points here in Crisler Center.
And we can confirm that would now not be a good strategy for Maryland to foul Naz Hillman.
Pass up top, Bibby, open 3 from the top of the key, no good. Hillman pulls down another rebound, she's got 9. Michigan pushing in transition now. Felia tries to pull it back out, gets it into the hands of Hillman. Passes over, Maddie Nolan had the open look and makes the smart play to just keep it going. Pass up top, Michigan just wasting clock now. Roush kicks over to Felia, shoulder shot, drives with the right hand. Now bounce pass inside for Kaiser, who's fouled on the ground. She'll shoot 2. That's back-to-back fouls from Bibby.
And like we saw a couple possessions ago, the senior Danielle Roush really making a really smart play. This time around, we see the junior Maddie Nolan also making a smart play, has a wide open 3, but realizes that that's not what is best for her team. And the discipline like that is the true mark of a team that could really go far and do damage in the postseason. One that is willing to put the team above themselves.
We mentioned Michigan last year. Made it all the way to the Sweet 16 before falling to Baylor as Kaiser misses the first. This team coming into the tournament this year projected to be a 2 seed which this year means Michigan would host the first, if not second round of the NCAA tournament. Kaiser goes 0 for 2 from the line, and Sellers going to look to push in transition. Lost the ball. Now over to Diamond Miller. Kicks out. Katie Benson for 3. That one's good. Lead cut to 7.
And a really hectic possession for Maryland there, resulting in a Benson 3. As we just said, cutting this lead to 7. It's now the Wolverines' job to hit free throws. They've been able to do it all game. Kaiser did miss both free throws on that last possession. But everyone else has been pretty sound from the line. So I envision the rest of this game of Maryland putting Michigan at the stripe. And if they could just do their job there, I mean, this, you know, but it's a big if. This is, we've seen Michigan in particular, not really the women's team, but Michigan basketball in particular go through a lot of free throw shooting woes.
So far on the season, the Michigan women's basketball team, 76% shooting from the line. So far today, they're a cool 71. Inbounds pass, gets into Nolan, gives it up to Hillman, who's going to push up in transition. Nice job by Roush, getting it over half court and breaking the press. Sellers is going to foul Roush as she drives baseline, and she'll head to the line.
Her 4th personal foul. At the line, shooting 2 for Wolverines, 23, Danielle Roush.
First free throw from Roush, rims in and out.
And this would not be an optimal time to start missing free throws. I know people always have a problem with commentators for stating the obvious, but I can't not state that right now, as Danielle Roush's second free throw hits every possible part of the rim before eventually falling in.
Maryland will call timeout with 57.5 seconds left. Michigan holds an 8-point lead, 64-56 here in Crisler Center. Looking forward into the less than a minute of regulation time. If you're Maryland, Charlie, what do you think the keys are just to tie this one up, if not force it into, or to tie it up and force it into overtime, if not just win it right out in regulation?
I mean, you need threes to go down. That at this point, with under a minute to go, down 8, that is non-negotiable. They're probably going to look to Benson to hit those threes for them, as she is, she's one of their best shooters. Shoots 45% from 3. Amazing shooting percentage from beyond the arc. But if the threes don't go down, there's simply not enough time for Maryland to come back in this game, unless Michigan, again, knock on wood, were to miss literally every free throw they took.
Bibby to inbound coming out of the timeout. It's going to be a Owusu working against Maddie Nolan. Kicks to the corner. Bibby for 3. That one's good. Michigan wanted a foul call there. Emily Kaiser got shoved to the ground.
And here we go, as Michigan's lead is now cut to 5 with 51.8 to play.
Bibby was wide open in the corner. She was the inbounder, stepped in, and had the open look. Both teams in foul trouble, both teams in the bonus. Sellers and Diamond Miller for Maryland with 4 personal fouls. For Michigan, Maddie Nolan and Felia with 4 of their own. There's the whistle as the 30-second timeout by Kim Barnes-Arico is almost wrapped up.
Still, what Michigan still has to do is just do their job. Do not take as much of the shot clock up as you can, because I'm unsure if Maryland's going to foul or not at this stage in the game. And if they do foul, just hit your free throws.
Inbounds pass in cleanly to Maddie Nolan. Ashley Owusu will foul her right away.
Nolan, a good shooter. She thrives. She thrives at the free throw line. She got to do her job here.
Nolan, an 80% free throw shooter on the year, and these are some big ones coming up from number 3. First one hits back iron, no good. Some free throw woes down the stretch for Michigan. As Maddie Nolan hits the second of 2.
Michigan has to defend the 3.
Pass up in transition, an easy layup for Ashley Owusu, and she missed it.
I mean, that was a gimme. You're not getting more open than that. It looked like Maryland was going to cut that lead to 4 with no problem, but a huge, huge gift for the Michigan Wolverines, sending Hillman to the free throw line. She is 7 of 9 on the day from the stripe. Let's see if she can make that 9 of 11 right here, extend this Wolverine lead to 8, and put them in a really good spot to finish out this game.
Hillman's first free throw is good. That gives her 28 points on the afternoon. Hillman's second, good as well. And another timeout is called. This one.
And who else but Naz Hillman to come out to just do their job and to try to put the exclamation point on what is hopefully a victory for Michigan. She increases her shooting percentage to her free throw makes to 9 of 11 attempts on the night. She's got 29 of 67. She's been a force to be reckoned with all season, and it looks like she might be the one to put the nail in the coffin of this game.
We mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Hillman currently the projected number 4 overall pick in the upcoming WNBA draft, projected to go number 4 to the Dallas Wings, and she's showing all of America right now why she's ranked so highly. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal against the number 13 team in the country. Hillman leading the way in both points and rebounds. Danielle Roush leading on the assist front with 5. Both teams about to break their huddle. The fans in Crisler are getting loud. The louder graphic pops up on the Jumbotron and the fans respond well. It'll be Maryland ball. It's going to be Diamond Miller to inbound. On the court for the Terrapins, Miller, Owusu, Sellers, Bibby, and rounding out the 5 is Katie Benson. For Michigan, it's Hillman, Nolan, Kaiser, Felia, and Roush. Bibby for 3. That one off the front of the rim. Roush pulls it down, trying to get rid of it, and she's fouled by Katie Benson.
And it looks like Maryland's probably just going to play the fouling game for the remaining 36 seconds of this game. The story of the last 5 minutes or so is Michigan just has to hit him.
You know, sometimes once you get into the later parts of a game like this, it gets to that point where, you know, the other team just kind of accepts it and they'll stop fouling and just let the clock ride out. Maryland, they're playing for the Big Ten championship right now.
I totally agree. Maryland is a team that's going to fight to the end, but at what point do you it's been a question it hasn't been answered for decades in basketball. At what point do you just say this is too much and stop fouling?
Danielle Roush knocks down both free throws to make it a 10-point game. Katie Benson tried to get inside, kicks out to Sellers, who puts up a 3 into the hands of Maddie Nolan, and she's going to be fouled by Owusu. Benson had the open lane to the basket and gave it up to kick outside.
As the Crisler fans are really going to show their appreciation for this Michigan Wolverines team. 25 seconds stands between them and a huge, huge win versus 13th ranked Maryland going into the last 2 games of the regular season. A team that as Charlie mentioned, they wanted revenge on today.
Maddie Norland hits the first of her 2 shots. Michigan went into College Park earlier this season on January 16th. And at the time, Maryland was ranked number 8 in the country, and Michigan beat up on them. Beat them by 20 at their own place. Sellers coming down in transition, and she turns it over. Kaiser's got it, and Bibby's going to foul her. Emily Kaiser will head to the free throw line now.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at. I mean, 18 seconds left in the game, down 12. Why are we fouling? Why are we fouling? And it's been a problem with basketball for literally since the creation of the sport.
Crowd falls silent as Kaiser sets up for attempt number 1. She misses it, so Maryland might try to answer your question, Charlie. They've got burners from downtown all the way across. Sellers, Benson, Miller, Owusu, and Bibby can all shoot the long ball. Hillman pulls down the rebound off the missed Emily Kaiser free throw. And that is going to do it. Roush will dribble out the clock here. What a win for the Michigan Wolverines without their second leading scorer in Leah Brown, ending the 2-game slide. 59-71, Michigan beats up on the number 13 team in the nation. What a game it was. This year, Michigan beat Maryland twice by a combined 32 total points.
And I think that the way this game ended perfectly sums up the story of this game. You just said the reason Maryland is fouling is because they have shooters who could throw up the long ball, who can make it, who could get Maryland back in this game. But does Maryland have anyone who could out-rebound Naz Hillman? No. Does anyone in America have anyone who could out-rebound Naz Hillman? The answer is no. Naz Hillman won the Michigan Wolverines this game. She showed up time and time again, and she is the reason that she is the biggest reason among many that they are the team that they are, and that I think they are going to have a fantastic postseason. And they had why they had a fantastic win here tonight.
Hillman was honored before the game for crossing 2,000 career points. Coming into this game, she was 26 rebounds shy of 1,000 career rebounds. And then she just comes up and puts up a 29-point, 11 rebound, 3 assist, 1 steal performance. What a game from the senior captain, Naz Hillman.
Yeah, incredible game from Naz Hillman. Incredible night for the Wolverines. And as Naz Hillman, a senior, was honored by, as you said, it was honored by the Michigan before the game. I'd like to take this opportunity, and myself, also a senior, to just do a quick thank you to everyone that's been with me at the club at WCBN for the past 4 years. Done a lot of broadcasts across a lot of different sports, and this is most likely going to be my last broadcast. So thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Adam, for being awesome partners tonight. Awesome partners the last 3 years of my WCBN career. There's a ton of people I could go through the list and thank, but that would just simply take too long. So I'll just say thank you to this club for giving me one of my best experiences in college. And for everyone out there who's never considered doing radio before and thought it was not for them, go do it. Go take a chance, because it has been one of the best experiences of my life, without a doubt.
You're going to bring a tear to my eye, Charlie. What a game it was, and what a final send-off for Charlie Goodwin. From Crisler Center, 71-59, Michigan takes a big win over the number 13 team in the nation. You know what, Charlie, I'm going to let you do the sign-off here from Crisler.
Can't tell you how much I appreciate that. So with that, for Charlie Brigham, Adam Bressler, and Charlie Goodwin, good night, and go blue.